Good morning, everybody. It's the 9th of February, and this morning, I'd like to do the Sterling, Great British Pound, Sterling FX cloud chart mark. Look at a few of the British Pound Sterling cloud charts, and we'll be going through that in a minute. There's the usual disclaimer. We're not giving investment advice, just purely research and education in terms of how to trade the clouds. Okay, right. So I'm going to jump right into the cloud charts. We start with the Euro Sterling. Interesting scenario here. We're at the bottom end of the cloud, fighting for support there. So the euro is looking much weaker versus sterling. Front end of the cloud still indicates that we now have a downtrend in place. This 85, 80 level was a significant support zone that's broken. It's now a significant resistance zone. We've had a MACD sell signal, and so we're still drifting lower. Potential for a rebound from the bottom end of the cloud if support holds. If not, we might go back to test 84.40 as the next support zone. So watch this very closely. The euro is fighting for support at the bottom end of the cloud, but downside potential, downside risk to 84.40, and then a rebound to test the bottom end of the cloud for resistance. Okay, but so far we've had a MACD sell signal a couple of days ago, the 23rd of January, a couple of weeks ago actually. So watch out for that. We are now kind of in a downtrend for the euro sterling. Sterling Australian dollar at an interesting place here. We have at the bottom end of the cloud here, fighting resistance there. We expect a test of that, the bottom end of the cloud for resistance. We can see the front end of the cloud is still indicating somewhat of a downtrend, and we have the 1.66 as a major resistance zone for it to break past. Okay. Currently, it's rebounding from old cloud chart support here, and it's testing the bottom end of the cloud for resistance. So we could see it rolling back over down. So there's downside risk in this trade, but the top and bottom end of the cloud is the next major resistance zones. We've had a buy signal here on MACD basis back in January. We have a bit of whiplash sell and then a fresh buy signal here. So the upside potential based on that MACD is past the cloud resistance here. First level of resistance is 1.6612, and then the major old cloud chart shadow resistance here at 167. Okay, so but we need to get past this cloud chart resistance for that MACD signal to remain valid. Sterling, Canadian dollar. It's almost like there's this pivot line of resistance here within the cloud. The cloud is somewhat flatlining, so we are grinding sideways to a certain extent. Front end of the cloud do signal a downtrend in place. We've had a MACD buy signal back here in January 18th. We had a nice rally from that. It's now fighting resistance. So profit-taking opportunity would be in order. These highs here are all old highs. Cloud chart resistance zone. So we are closer to resistance than support. So we watch this very closely for a MACD sell signal to come through in and around this cloud chart resistance test. Okay, so we expect it to break past or at least test that resistance zone for the cloud. Sterling Swiss franc also moving sideways at the bottom end of the cloud chart support zone. Front end of the cloud indicate that we have a downtrend in place, and we have resistance at 125.08. So we need to get past that 125.08, the front cloud resistance, and the top end of the cloud to really move higher with the next resistance zones here at 127. Note we've had a MACD buy signal here within the cloud. We've had a sell and back now a new MACD buy after the rebound from cloud support. So the next target is a breakout passes 125.10, and then the next target after 125.76, and the next target there would be 127. Okay, with the bottom end of the cloud here as support 124.02. Sterling Danish krone also rebounding from the bottom end of the cloud. We've had a nice MACD buy signal for quite some time. It's been struggling in the cloud for quite a period of time. Top in the cloud's resistance, bottom in the cloud support. We're now fighting that cloud chart resistance at the top end of the cloud. So remain to be seen if the momentum will be maintained above this key resistance zone to the upside. But we've got top end resistance at 8.822. Okay, front end of the cloud still indicate that we've got somewhat of a downtrend in place. Price action needs to be back above the cloud, which is an early warning signal that we might be changing this trend. So watch out for the front twist here in the cloud to come through. Sterling, yen, also trading within the clouds is somewhat directionless. Bottom in the cloud support, top in the cloud's resistance. Front in the cloud indicate that we have a bit of a downtrend in place. Price action needs to be above the cloud for an uptrend to be in place. Price action below the cloud is obviously a downtrend. And the front end of the cloud is an early warning signal of the broader trend to come. So it looks like the sterling yen is rolling over somewhat. And we're now going to expect this, you could see a retest of these resistance levels here. But then weakness back down to the bottom end of the cloud. So there's downside risk, significant downside risk in sterling yen. Sterling Mexican peso, also for looking for support at the top end of the cloud here. If support fails here, we're looking at the next level here, 24.74 as the next key level of support. Watch out for the cloud twist here. We need to see if it's going to turn to a downtrend. Right. Yeah, with the sterling New Zealand dollar, we're struggling with cloud chart resistance at the bottom in the cloud. We're currently trying to break through that level. It's trying to break through the front cloud resistance at 1.7420. So we need to see continued momentum above that level. And then the top end of the cloud at 1.7738 is the next key resistance zone. Okay, we've had a MACD buy signal, so upside momentum past the 174.12, and then the next level would be 177 to test. The Polish currency, zloty. Yeah, we have the bottom in the cloud as support, top in the cloud here as resistance. So we kind of range bound. Front in the cloud indicate that we have somewhat of a downtrend rolling over, and we need to see a successful retest of the resistance here. Breakout past that would mean we go long, and if the breakout fails, resistance hold, we go short. Okay. Swedish krona, also under the cloud. Price actions below the cloud is negative. Front end cloud indicate more downside. We have short-term rally potential up to the bottom end of the cloud here, and the top end of the front cloud at 11.238. So that can be the next key resistance zone in the current downtrend. So we've had a buy signal here. It's grinding higher. It's going to test these resistance levels here, and then it can continue its downward momentum. But the overall trend is down, short-term up, long-term down. Next one, Singaporean dollar. We have the top end of the cloud as resistance. We've had a brief cloud twist here indicating a downside. It's flipped around to a new uptrend in place. Watch out for the MACD signal to come through. We had a successful rebound for the bottom end of the cloud. The next level to watch is the top end of the cloud here for a breakout, and old highs at 1.8012 is the next key resistance zone. Yeah, but we need a successful breakout past the cloud chart resistance. Sterling US dollar rebounded nicely from the top end of the cloud here. Major support at 123.82. Significant support level. Problem here is we've somewhat water torture back and forth between this 124 level. So 124 is significant support area, and we're rebounding from there. Resistance is here at 127, and then extreme support currently is at 122. So we kind of range bound within that trading range. Okay, but so far so good. We had a MACD buy signal here. Grinding higher, watch out for a profit taking at 127.10. And the sterling South African rand, grinding higher to the bottom end of the cloud. Front cloud still indicate more downside. Major resistance here at 17.285. And the bottom end of the cloud here is the next key resistance zone. We've had a MACD buy signal. It's a bit of a grind higher. Not sure if it's going to get to that level, but watch out for that 17 spot to 75 level. But more importantly, sterling once again rebounded from the cloud, and watch out for these old highs, 127 and 126 as the next key resistance zone. Okay, everybody, thanks for that, and until next time, we'll see you guys online again. Cheers.